Hi everyone, my name is Madison and I'm proud to present my growth journey in peer mediation. To begin, I'd like to showcase 3 areas of my self-growth that I'm the most proud of. I'm so proud of how much I've grown throughout my time in this program. The first area of self-growth that I'd like to highlight is my comfort level expressing emotion. When I first entered this class at the beginning of the year, I rated myself a 2. I rated myself this way because I was constantly told I was too emotional over the years, and eventually I got in the habit of bottling up my emotions. After reflecting on who I am today, I give myself a 2.8. A class activity for Unit 1 that I'd like to demonstrate as evidence of my growth in this area is Cross the Line. This assignment helped me grow in this area because I was surrounded in an environment that already felt safe to share vulnerable topics. I'm now able to realize that even if my emotions can get overbearing at times, it shouldn't be an obstacle for expressing my true feelings, and instead it should be something I can continue to embrace. The second area of self-growth that I like to highlight is my ability to speak in front of an audience. When I first entered this class, I rated myself a 1.5. I rated myself this way because of my fears of receiving judgment from others or making a mistake. However, reflecting on who I am today, I give myself a 2.5. A class activity from Unit 2 I like to demonstrate as evidence of my growth in this area is breaking down the barriers. This event pushed me into the role of facilitating a group of people with a partner, doing team activities, and opening up about our experiences. Once I got rid of my negative mindset, I was able to see how much of an impact I can make onto others and on myself. The final area of my self-growth I'd like to highlight is my confidence. When I first entered this class, I rated myself a 1.5. I rated myself this way because I was constantly surrounded by standards and comparisons. I started to feel insecure with how I see myself. After reflecting on who I am today, I rate myself a 2.8. A notebook assignment from Unit 3 I like to demonstrate as evidence of my growth is the Selfie Project Part 2. This assignment pushed me to show my unfiltered self on a platform like Instagram. While I felt uncomfortable at first, when I was writing down my insecurities, I kept looking at photos of my younger self and how she already looked so confident with all her features. Instead of focusing on my flaws, I'm learning to love my unique traits and how they already make me beautiful. Although my time in peer mediation is coming to an end, something I'm committed to do in order to continue my growth beyond my enrollment in this class is staying connected with the relationships I made in this program. Next, I'd like to showcase my Be the Change project. I choose to focus on improving the relationship I have with my sister by focusing on areas of communication and reconnection. Me and my sister were super close when we were kids, and she's always been a huge inspiration for me growing up. However, over the last few years, being caught up between our own lives, college, and busy schedules, we haven't had much time to actually build our connection. In order to accomplish this, the peer mediation notebook assignments I put into practice to complete my project was the Selfie Project, What to Take, What to Change, 5 love languages, and accountability and braving. The first action I took was giving her a gratitude letter. I poured out all the words I wanted to say since it was a little awkward expressing my feelings on the spot. I wanted to start off by letting her know how much I appreciate her being in my life and how much she means to me. I also took accountability for not reaching out to her as often when she's in college. The second action I took was making her take a love language quiz so we can understand each other better. Since she had quality time as her top love language, we went on a little date to a cafe nearby called Cinta. Once we got our pastries and drinks, we decided to catch up for a little bit. After that, we did a little food review on what we got and we drove around our neighborhood doing car karaoke. The last action I took was incorporating the Selfie Project. I told her that we'd have to draw portraits of each other and they'd have to be done around the time frame of 10 minutes. However, I wanted to surprise her since, along with her drawing, I pointed out all her features and how it makes her beautiful.
You did?
Wow! I'm really happy with the outcome of my project because me and my sister were able to take the first steps towards rebuilding our bond. I'm so glad we were able to open up and spend more time together as it allowed us to know each other on a much deeper level. As a continuation of improving our relationship, I'll make sure that while she's on summer break for college, we'll make the most of it and hang out lots. Even when she goes back to college, I'll make sure we'll call often and update each other occasionally. Being a member of Olympian High School's peer mediation program, I feel extremely grateful because I've been able to gain a more positive outlook within myself and my relationships. Something I learned is the value of being accepting and non-judgmental. Being in peer mediation helped me step back from labels and assumptions and instead see where someone is truly coming from. An experience that I'll always remember and look back on is breaking down the barriers. As I went as a guest last year, coming back to the event as a leader changed my perspective. It showed me how simply stepping up can help people feel heard and allowing authentic connections. In closing, I'd like to thank Ms. Rodriguez and my classmates for always being so welcoming and genuine. I've never felt afraid to open up about my experiences or truly express myself, and that means the world to me. This experience has been a blessing, and I'll always cherish all the memories of laughter, vulnerability, and growth. Thank you, Period 1, for everything, and I love you all so much. Bye!